Uh, our internet is a little bit slower in Mexico than what I'm used to in the US. For those who just joined, I am actually in Mexico on vacation at the moment. So I'm here for the rest of the week, but we still have pretty good internet, which is good. So all things are working well. Excellent. All right. Well, now the YouTube is up and running, which is good news. Means everyone can join that needs to. And for those who would like to have the details of this, I am posting the YouTube link in our Debate Zambia WhatsApp group that is now put in there. And also, for the sake of those on the call, make sure that I put it here in the chat as well. For all of you. There we go. It's in the chat. Well, without any further delay, I'd like to welcome Mark here today, who's here to continue the training for everybody that's here. And I'll let Abraham also have the floor as well with Mark, as together they bring this presentation. Over to you, Mark.
Thank you very much. Hello, good evening, everybody. Good morning to you, Seth. And it is a blessing to be here, to continue to figure out what God has in store for us as we go through this process of building businesses and finding our purpose. So we have Abraham. Are you ready to? Okay. We for interpreting.
Yes, man of God.
So first of all, we're going to talk about the economy.
Nomba chakubalirapo twalanda pa fya rupia.
In Zambia, the income in 2020 was an average of 5,240 kwacha per month.
Muzambia indalama ishareisa pakati ishari chipendwa ishibalumbula pamwenshi.
That dropped to less than 4,600 per month now.
Ishaponene na pakati shafikire shenda balumbula pamwenshi yoshibalepanga.
I want to compare that to some of the numbers around the world.
Kaibalefo yapalanye kuma nambala yambi chalo chonse.
That interprets to, in Zambia, people with low skills made 1,760 kwacha.
Icho tulepiro kwa kuturati abantu mu Zambia abakwetwa amanu anono bapangire ndalama eshinono mu chipendwa icho balelanda.
People that were highly skilled made 8,810 kwacha per month.
Abantu abakwete ubushibiro bwingi bapangire indalama isho balerumbula.
The average income in Africa, all of Africa, per month is 16,785 kwacha.
Afrika yonse indalama eshisa pakati nisho balelumbula pamwenshi,
which is 4 times higher than Zambia.
ichilepewa bakutirati imikufo nashiya pamulu ukuchila muno mchalo twikala icha Zambie.
The average around the world is 17,700 kwacha per month.
Pakati ichalove chonse ishindalama balumbula esho bapanga mwenshi.
The average in the United States is over 108,000 kwacha.
Indalama cha pakati kuchalo chobekala ku America chena chali chira ichipendwa ichibalumbula pamwenshi.
That's per month.
Pamwenshi nombapo.
I don't say this to make anybody feel bad.
Tabalela ndevi ukutila benga panga umuntu uli onse omfwe ububi.
I say this so that we can understand why it's so important to start selling things outside of Zambia.
Balela ndevi ukobo kutila tibonse nomba tuishibe no kuiruka chinshi chabela ichikankala ukushitshie fintu kunse ya chalo.
When everyone is poor, it's impossible to raise the income, the average income.
Umuntu enanga mubusu chaliba ichakosa ukufunya mwendalama ishingesa ishapakati.
If you had 10 people in a circle and each of them had 100 kwacha,
Nganamu kwata abantu 10 abachungurwike nangula abakushungurwike elo umuntu onse akwete rupia 100 kwacha.
it does not matter how much you give to each person, there's still only 1,000 kwacha.
Tachile sakamika umuntu esho akwete nefyo asungiro rupia la kabiri alefwa ikarupia na rumbi kutira enga kwata no kusunga.
But if those 10 people sold stuff, sold items instead of to each other, sold them to somebody else out of your circle,
Nomba abantu abali 10 nga bashako efintu fimo kumuntu umo ukufuma pakati kabo lepo bale bombela kufintu elo tuba kwata ko fintu fimo ifinga bapela ko bukumo.
there is now 2,000 kwacha in the circle.
Kuti kwa banomba na shendalama
Thank you. Now you have 2,000 people, 2,000 kwacha in the circle of 10 people.
nomba kuti wakwata abantu abali 10 nomba kuti wakwata endalama 2,000 mubantu balya abachungurwike bantu cha muntu nakwata 20 10 nakwata na umbi olebika purupia.
That is the solution to Zambia and why we chose Zambia.
Ubunomba ebwa suko Zambia kaichinshi ifwe twasalile Zambia.
We must grow beyond Zambia.
Tulingile twakula ukuchilapo no kuchila Zambie.
So of the business plans that we have seen, all of them are focused on selling to each other.
Nomba mumakwebo Yesu eyo twalembele lomba natuma kutira ati bonse fye balitonta amenso kai baliposa kwa mano kutira ati bengala ishishanya nefye bakwete.
I realize that most people only can think big enough to sell to the people around them.
Nomba naberuka ukoba kutira ati abantu abengi abenga tontonkanya pakalamba banono fye abenga tira ati awe nikuna ashitisha kuba nandi ebo mpalamena bena.
But in the long term, we're going to need just a few people to step up and grow bigger than that.
Nomba na munshiteitali twalakabira fye abantu fye banono abakwati benga nyantukamo nokutira ati benga kushya ekintu nokuchivundura pakalamba.
It's going to take a long time, but a few people need to show that they can at least think that big.
Chala senda inshita ikalamba nomba abantu abanono ebenga ibimbamo no kutonda ngobo kutira ati awe ifo nomba kutwabomba ifya musango efyo.
And today I am going to challenge you to think bigger than your problems.
Nomba lelo bala tusonsomba ba maki kobo kutira twingala tontonkanya fikalamba ukuchila amafya Yesu tukwete.
Thinking bigger than your problems now means selling things outside of Zambia.
Ukutontonkanya pakalamba ukuchila mafya yobe chirepiro kobo kutira ati kushitishe fintu ukuchila fye kunse ya chalo.
That is not easy.
Icho tachanguka.
But people that make 10 times as much money as you do per month will not hurt them, but make a huge difference in your life.
Abantu abapanga olupia ukukuchira pamwenshi bete chuba chene abapanga endalama enshingi sana pamwenshi ukukuchira iwe.
That is not possible if you were only selling things to people in your village.
Ifi tafyanguka nangula tachanguka ngole shafye fintu fye ifyobe mumushi abantu abakushungurike.
We talked about this in our seminar in Zambia.
Twayilandire pwefi elo baisire ba maki mu Zambia bayirondole pwefi fya musangoso.
Understanding your mission in and understanding your value outside of Zambia.
Ukuishiba ubukankala nobutumwa kunsefe ya chalo cha Zambia.
People around the world care about people in Zambia and other poor countries.
Abantu muchalo chonse bena balekabila kairi balomfwa no kuishiba abantu abekele ifyaro fimbi necho balechuluka fintu mwinga twalako.
But they do not know how to help.
Nomba tabaishiba nefyo bengafwa.
There are organizations that you can give money to help, but most people don't trust them.
Kwaliba utubungwe tumo eto twinga pela indalama kubantu ukutira twinga bafirisha nomba abantu abengi tababa chitekera na kalya.
Because they do not spend the money wisely.
Pantu tababomfya indalama mano mawatema katumfu efibalelanda tatubomfya indalama mano.
And more importantly, it does not help you to solve your own problem.
Kairi mubukankala bumbi tachafwa iwe ukutila tuinga pwisha amafya yobe.
You need to feel a self-value by solving your own problems.
Ufile ule umfwa weka ubukankala palobe ukutila tuinga pwisha amafya yabambi.
So we have decided to start a mission to help you grow a business so you can get yourself out of poverty.
Nomba natusalapo ukutila tuingamba ubutumwa ubwa makwebo nokumisambisha ukutila ti iwe winga fuma mubuchushi ubwachilisha ubukupuma lyonse muchalo chilo cha Zambia.
Then not only do you get out of poverty, but you feel very good about yourself.
Ke kufuma fye mubuchushi but ule umfwa bwino ulese fya ulese kelela palobe.
The value that people need to see around the world
Ubukankala ebo abantu baleka bilokumona muchalo chonse chungurike.
They will get involved and help you if they understand your mission.
Vala ingilamo no kuitumpamo no kwafirisha ngabaishiba ubutumwa.
In other words, understand why and what your purpose is.
Munshila shimbi mumashiwiyambi ukuishiba chinshi ngabutumwa nshi uwinga bapo.
And then you need to teach people about your culture.
Kailuringire wafunda abantu pantambi yobe.
People around the world are fascinated by your culture.
Abantu abachungireke chalo chonse bali posa kwa sana mano kuibimbamo pamutundu obe nangula pantambi yobe.
And then you need to take advantage of your cost of labor.
Kaidi ulingire watisenda mubusuma mufyole bomba nefyole posa po nefyole piberibe.
People in Zambia are plenty smart.
Abantu abekala mu Zambia bala bombe fintu mubuchenjeshi no kuchenjela.
They are capable of making things.
Balilinga kaidi bena balalinga ukupanga ifintu.
What you need to do now is find things that other people in the world would like to buy.
Echo leka byanomba pa fwaye fintu ukutila tabantu bonse muchalo kuti bakabila ukushitako.
And in a little bit, I am going to give you some ideas that I have thought of.
Awe mukuya ntanshiko tuleya na mubu nono bala tupela ku amano yambi eyo bakwete eyo batantike mumusela.
But our focus is for you to sell to Christians around the world.
Nomba efyo tulelekeshapo sana ukutila ati iwe wingalashtisha ku bantu abena Kristu muchalo chino ichapa samba lyakasuba.
By finding Christian coaches to help you get your business started.
Nomba sanga umwine Kristu uingala kukansha uinga kwafirisha elo lesela makwebo.
And when I say started, I know some of you have already started a business, but I mean started out of Zambia.
Nomba ngabalanda titwamba makwebo nayo chokoba kutati bambimwe mwali ambakala makwebo nomba balefu atwamba makwebo kunsefe ya chalo.
And I want to remind everyone of the importance of selling your story.
Nomba balefu abebukisho muntu uli wonse ubukankala ubwaba mukushtisha iryashi lyobe.
Remember, we talked about this in our seminar. Americans are a sucker for a great story.
Ibukisheni bayilandirepo elo bayisire kuno ukutila ati America yaliposa kwa sana mano ileka byono kufuairisha peryashi kalamba.
We love a good story.
Bena balitemwa amalyashi ayasuma.
You have to tell us your story.
Ufuile fye wabeba iryashi lyobe ibalobe we mwine weka iwe beauty.
It needs to have compassion. Why? To make me want to help you.
Chiringire chaba munkumbu no kwishiba chinshinga pangaine ukutila tiningaba umuntu uwatemwa no wansansa.
You need to tell me who you are.
Ufirefye wabeba niwebo nani wana.
It is your responsibility to give people a reason to support you.
Chikankala ndipo lekani nomba ndande bwino apabalanda bamaki chikankala ukupela abantu chinshi balingire iwe bakutungirira.
In other words, why should I want to get involved?
Munshira imbi chinshi bena bamaki bengengilamo nokunyantamo mu mafya yobe.
And I want to get involved because it will make a difference in your life.
Balefu abena baibimbemo we mutemwi kwa wole umfwa bantu chala panga kukupusano umwe wobe no lupa lobe na bakashibobe na girlfriend bobe.
And you need to be able to tell your story on a little card or a little note online in just a couple paragraphs.
Iwe nomba ulingire wabeba iryashi lyobe aikono kufiremba fya tantuka tafiri bwino kube fya Maria mumusela umo uweme mumusela umo ulingire kutira benga mwana no kuberenga baberenga.
This is the most important part of growing outside of Zambia.
Ichi chintu chimwe chikankala kutira twingala kusha kunsefye ya chalo.
There are lots of platforms to sell products in the world.
Pali vyali twalikuwa tafisankano fingi sana epo twinga shitisha ifipefyesu muno chalo.
But all of them will require you to tell your story.
Nomba fyonse fyala senda iwe ukutila ti finga landolola iryashi lyobe.
Otherwise, they're only buying your product because of price.
Pantu mulicho limbi bakala shitafye chipe chobe nangula fipe fyobe pamulandu wa mutengo.
We have talked about this several times, but people buy for price, product, or relationship.
Twayilanda pwefi inshitafye shingi abantu bashitafye mutengo isengero kwete nabo nefire moneka bukankala bwafiko.
You have to develop a relationship with people in just a couple paragraphs.
Iwe ulingire wafuntula isenge n'abantu muchipando chimo mutupimvya tumo.
This is why we work so hard on the business plan.
Efe tubomba pakalamba sana nga tulelemba mama kwebo Yesu oyo tantike.
The other option besides just online platforms
chimbi ichakusalapo chena chilive kulubali olo twinga pima no kuishiba vintu tuletantika
is to develop a co-op in Zambia.
kufuntula evyo twinga kusha no kuyapatalisana muno muchalo chesu icha Zambia.
For example, that is an opportunity for several people in Zambia.
Muchilangilo chimbi ililishuko kaili nishta ukutila cha bantu abengi sana muno mu Zambia.
If you can develop a group of people that make things,
iwenga kuti wakusha abantu nebumba limwe lya abantu abenga lapanga ifintu fimo,
then you can ship things to other parts of the world because you have enough stuff to make a shipment.
iwe nomba nishi kuti wakusha nokupange fintu kunse vya chalo pantu na ukwata na vimbi vipe ifinga tontapo nokulola kumbi kunse vya chalo.
This is going to get complicated, but I'm going to try to make it as simple as I can.
Ifi kuti vyamoneka nangula kuti vyatutwala kuntu kumukushida moneka bwinomba balapanga mutupimfya kuti fingangu kako.
There is a lot of people in the world that are Christians.
Kwaliba abantu abengi sana panopesa mbali akasuba abena Kristu.
And I believe that we can appeal to them to buy things from Zambia.
Nomba nabasumina kainabe shiba kuti twafika kuti bena nokushite fintu muno muchalo chesu cha Zambia.
But it requires people in Zambia to have something to sell.
Nomba chirefaika kwe fintu na abantu muno mu Zambia kuti lacho benga kwata kwe fintu fimo efyo benga lashitisha.
It is a very difficult thing to understand what people in another part of the world will want to buy.
Chintu chimwe chakosa ukupanga abantu beshibe kaili beruke kuti benga palamina ku bantu bamo no kushia fintu fipeko bakwete.
And it is your job to work with a coach to figure out what you can sell.
Kaichariba ninchito Yesu ukuta winga bomba no muntu mole kansha ba munsanje no kuafirisha kuta winga pange fintu no kuyapantanshi.
Most of you will continue to sell local things in Zambia.
Bambi mwe mukatuadilila ukushitishie fintu ifya mutsankano fefya chikaya muno mu Zambia.
But if a few people break beyond that and start to sell stuff outside of Zambia,
nomba abantu abanono bena bakafuntula nokupanga fintu nokushitisha kunsefye iya chalo,
then it will introduce new money into your community.
nomba fyala londolola indalama ipya mulya munchendo mole ikala.
And when new money comes into the community, it gets shared by buying and selling things in local markets.
Nomba indalama ishipya kashaisa mole ikala tapanga abantu kuti bakana mole ikalira.
Without that, you're just sharing the money you already have.
Ukwawecho ukalaka nyafye n'endalama ekyokwete.
A few ideas is to have products that
Amagana nono kukwata fye ifipe ekyokwete.
Christians love children's toys.
Abana Kristu balitemwa ifipe ifyabana.
When I was in Lusaka, I found a ark, the ark from the Bible with animals from Africa that fit in it.
Elo bali mu Lusaka balisangile amabayibolo yamone fipingo fimo ifyaikele pakati patuvimfya mukati mulya efyalimo nefipe fimo fye batemo bena Kristu kutila bengala kwatako nokulangasha.
I saw baskets that were weaved.
Bali mwene ifima basketi fibale pose fya kwangasha fya kuya fya kukwela ne fya kuteya.
I saw a nativity set made in African wood.
Bali mwene ne fipe fimo efye bale shitisha efye bale twala efye bana bena Kristu n'abana banono bengangasha.
I saw Christian jewelry.
Bamwene abena Kristu abakwete ko fipande fimo efye twingashida efye twingaposa po.
And animal carvings. These are all things that can be sold to people in America, in Europe, in Australia. You still
Hello,
there,
are you there?
Abraham?
Are you there, Abraham? Hello? Abraham, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay. These are all things that people in America or Australia or Europe would buy.
Kwaliba ifintu ifingisana efyo abantu abaku America abaku Europe.
But it requires, they are already available here.
Nomba nesenda kubantu bamo ebyo ebe ngafika kuona abantu amo bayipeleshe.
In other words, I can go online and buy any of those things from Zambia right now.
Nomba munshila imbi kuti nafika ku bantu bamo nokushita kwe fintu fimwe efyo tuma mu Zambia nomba line.
But they do not come from just Zambian people. They come from businesses that buy the product very low cost, and none of the money stays in Zambia.
Fuma fye ku bantu bonse aba mu Zambia iyo fuma ku bantu abakweta amakwebo abenga kwate kwendalama nokushita fintu fimo tinotwala ko mukyalo Yesu ikya Zambia.
People are not going to buy your products just because they are available.
abantu tekibakitekyobwe amulanda okuba okutira ti epo bali
People will buy your products because you told them a story about who you are and how it will help. People will buy things because it makes a difference.
Pastor Kelvin, would you feel free to do a little bit of interpretation while we are waiting?
Okay, sure.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mark.
People will want to make a difference.
Abantu bateefu okupanga obupisano.
So when you tell a story about who you are, it helps people know they can help you.
So ile wakati okweba abantu.
Hello?
So ile wakati okweba abantu parwaiwe kirafirishiwa kulenga abantu barobo waiba mukukwishiwa kukwafirisha bwino.
It is your responsibility to give people a reason to buy from you.
Mulimo obe na mchaka niko chobe iwe okulenga abantu kukwata omulando bafure basitire fintu kuliwe not kuli banebabo.
And that reason is your explanation of how they are changing lives in Zambia.
Nekyo ekingalenga abantu kusa mukushita kuliwe na mukusa kuliwe kintu ekyo kyalalenga obupiri bulwangula obupusano wakukinisha emyosha abantu mu Zambia.
So it is your responsibility to find things that will interest other people.
So mulimo obe kumona okuba ti wasanga efintu nangula amakwebwayo ayenga lenga abantu bambi okusekera mulangula okufwaisha kuba tibengesa kuliwe nokusita kuliwe.
But most importantly, it is your responsibility to explain how they can help you.
Na kukishapo mulimo obeiwe okulondolola ku bantu bwino ekitowengalenga okwafirisha.
But remember, I am going to remember your business purpose.
Mwibukishe purpose ya makwebo yenu ninshi mwambiro ya makwebo nangula ninshi mulestira ya makwebo so mfure mulebukisha icho kyalinga okuba timulestira ya makwebo.
When we finished your business plan,
Ilo mwapwesha iyo baleeta okubata business plan iyo mulelemba.
I said that the most important thing was to understand your purpose.
Come again.
The most important thing is to understand your purpose, why your business exists.
Ikintu ekikankara sana kwishiba mulando nshi amakwebo yenu yaberereko nangula ninshi mulekitira ayo amakwebo yo mulekita mfure mulebukisha lyonse ekyo.
So I am going to share a picture
Nalakwata okumilangako picture yumo.
Hopefully everybody can see that now.
Desibira bonse mulekwata okumona ekyo balera nga pa screen.
Kelvin, did that show up?
Yes, I can see it.
So now that you've finished your business plan,
But nomba ilo mapwisha iyi business plan yeno mwalelemba.
I want to take you back to where we started.
Defo kumibwesha kopano noko twatendekere.
There are 4 important things that it must include.
Kuri fintu ifiri 4 ifikankala sana ifiri fyasangwamo muri iyo business plan yeno.
What you love,
Ifintu fe mwatemwa,
in other words, what you love to do,
ifye mwatemwa okuchita,
what you are good at,
kabiri nefyo mwaberapo bwino,
what the world needs,
nefyo isonde lirekabira,
and what you can get paid for.
kabiri nefyo mwingalipirirwapo.
We talked about this before, but now that we've written a business plan, maybe this makes more sense.
Twalilandirepo efimu kubala nomba pamulando wako bati natupwisha iyi business plan ukulemba nomba fyalaleeta obyo bwino wabushiku bwa leero twafiranda pona kabiri.
Just one of these is not enough.
Chimo fe pali fifiri 4 ife tulemona palango fe balandapo tachiri kyafikirwamu iyo.
If you are building a business just to get paid,
Imwanga mwatendeka amakwebo pamulandi wako afya ati mulipirirwepo,
you have not established your purpose.
imwenishi tamukulile nangula okwimika icho mwatendekere business.
It has to be also what you love, what you're good at, and what the world needs.
Chifwire chakwata fyonsefi efyo mwatemwa okuchita kabiri nefyo mwaberapo bwino nefyo esonde lirekabira nangula abantu barekabira.
If it does not include all 4, it is not a purpose.
Nga chakoba tifi fyonse 4 tafiri fyakwanina bwino nishite purpose nangula ichintu chocho mwa ichalinga mwiminiki amakwebo yenu.
So this means you have to find something you love, what you're good at, what you can be paid for, and what the world needs.
Icho chilepile bulokoba ati mufwiremu afwaya ifintu efyo mwatema okuchita ifintu efyo mwaberapo bwino ifintu efyo abantu nangula esonde lirekabira kabiri ifintu efyo mwingalipirirwapo.
In the rest of our business plan discussions, we have talked about what you love and what you're good at.
Muri business plan yesu yonse twaleremba twali kwata okulandapo pali ifintu fyonse fye mwatemwa fye mwaberapo bwino fye mwingalipirirwapo nefyo abantu barekabira.
Now I am challenging you to think about what does the world outside of Zambia need?
Nomba ndemisonsomba okuba ati mwingamba okutontonkanya pa fintu efyo abantu ababa bakunse ya Zambia barekabira.
And what are they willing to pay you for?
Kabiri n'okutontonkanya pa fintu fya ifyo abo abantu ababa bakunse ya Zambia bengamilipirirapo.
When you figure out what the world is willing to pay you for something when they need something,
Ilo mwakwata okutontonkanya pa fintu efyo abantu ababa bakunse ya Zambia bengamilipirirapo,
and you mix that with what you love and what you're good at,
Ero mwakwata okufisansha pamo n'efintu fyo mwatemu okuchita n'efintu fyo mwabirapo bwino kabiri n'efintu efyo barekabira.
You now have a purposeful business that you can build.
Ifinombanishi fyakumanina fyonse ifyo filelondolola ukubapo kwenu nisha makwebo yenu yabererepo. So mwakwata efi fyonse nishinomba fyalondolola echo mubererepo nange echo aya makwebo yabererepo yo mulechita.
For the most part, what I have heard is people thinking of what Kapiri Mapashi needs.
Efyo nakwata okumfu fyakoboko bati efyo abantu fyo tontonkanya efyo kapiri nangula bena kapiri efyo barefuaya pali yonshita.
I am challenging you to think about what Africa and the world needs.
Ndemisonsomba okutontonkanya efyo Africa kabiri n'ensonda lyonse mu lyaperera fyo barekabira noti kapiri fyo yekawe.
You have a tremendous opportunity.
Namkwata ishuko ilisuma sana.
And that opportunity is to sell things because you can make it cheaper than anyone else.
Ne lyeshuko lyakwebo okubata imwe kuti mwashitisha amakwebo yenu nangula efintu fyenu pamutengo wabwerako panshi nangula wachipako kuchira bambi.
Because your labor cost is so low, that gives you huge opportunity.
Umulandwa kwebati amakoyo mulebikamo nangula ubunosho mulebikamo muri business yenu tairi pamuru nangula ya mtengo sana.
All of those products that I talked about that I found in Zambia,
Pama pafintu nangula makwebo yamo balandirepo basangire muno mu Zambia.
I was able to find at a market in Lusaka
Bali no basangire ku market kula ku Lusaka
for much, much less than I find them online.
Fyali fya chipanganshi kulya ku Lusaka ukuchira nefyo barefishitisha pa online.
That means that companies are buying them and selling them online for a big profit.
Ichirapire buloko bati ama companies ayakalamba yaleshta ififintu kuli aba bantu baleshicha pa mutengo wachipa muno mu Zambia ero bena bafishicha pa mutengo okalamba pa online ku bantu bali kunse.
So first of all, you have the ability to sell it for less.
So ekyakubalirapo namukwata ekyakaniko nangula eshuko lyakushitisha amakwebo yo nangula efintu fyenu pa mutengo wachipa.
But more importantly, people will buy it from you because of your story.
Na kuchishapo abantu balashita kuliwe pamulandu wa bulondoloshi bobe kulondola echo business obebererepo.
If you have a nativity scene from the story of when Jesus was born,
Gana mukwata obulondoloshi kufuma mwelyashi nangula kumona pa kufyala kwa Yesu Kristu.
and you tell me about you and the person that made it,
Ero mbaye mwakwata okunjeba pali mwanangula omuntu wapangire kiri ekintu.
and you tell me about the culture and how the nativity scene is important in your culture,
Ero mwakwata oku ndondolera pantambi iyo tulemuna muri bubunkoranya ngula muri fyumu yakwa Yesu Kristu ukwiparakanya kuntambi iyo imwe mulimo.
people Christians in America will much prefer to buy it from you than just a company selling it.
Abantu abali ku America kuti basalapo okuchita amakwebo langula okuchita amakwebo kuli imwe okuchira kampani mbi okubachitisha.
That is why your story is so important.
Ekyo kiberere ikikankala sana kumona okuba ati obulondoroshi bwenu barwa amakwebo yenu ekyo yaberere kulango ekyo yemininepo kikankala.
Also, it is important to be able to ship things to America or other parts of the world.
Kabiri kikankala na kabiri kumona okuba ata leste fintu kufuma kula ku America nangula kunchende shimbi.
And that's why I said there is a big business opportunity for the right person to coordinate all of those efforts.
Ekyo nakilandira okuba ati pali eshuku erikalamba pa muntu wafikirwamo mukufikuminkanya fyonse efyo mukufikitana.
Because there are lots and lots of products in Zambia that people will buy.
Mulandi wakoba ati kuli efintu efingi efyo abantu baleshitisha mu makwebo yabo efyo abantu bengashita aba balina ku nsi ya Zambia.
But it's going to take somebody in Zambia to start coordinating those efforts.
Lelo chala senda po omuntu omwe okufuma kuno ku Zambia kukolonganika efyo fyonse mukufika pamuno kwamba okufikita.
Because God does not expect that this problem will go away by itself.
Pantulesa talelekera okuba ati obu bwafya bwalaipwira fye obwine.
I believe that you guys are better off when you solve this yourself.
Nde chetekera okuba ati iki kyawamisha okuba ati imwe mwebene mweka mwakwata okupwisha obu bwafya.
I do not think you are better off if somebody hands you money.
Nde kimono okuba ati takiri kyayana nangule kyayankirwamo kuba ati omuntu ombi asa mipwisisha obwafya oba mwe mwebene mulingira okupwisha amipera fye ndarama.
You are better off when you have hope and an opportunity to solve your own problem.
Namuwamishapo ilo mwakwata esubiro n'okumona okuba ati mwaba bakubombesha n'okupwisha obu bwafya mwebene.
Your job in life is to reach for the next level.
Imwe omulimo wenu mubwikashi bwakumona okuba ati mwakwata okufika pamushinku umbi n'otukwafu mupene eyo.
God's plan for Zambia, I believe, is big.
Amapanga yakwalesa pachalo cha Zambia nde chetekero okuba ati yakalamba nganshi.
I believe that the Holy Spirit is working hard in Zambia.
Inene njishiba n'okushiningisha okuba ati mpashi wa mushiro alebomba apakalamba muno mu Zambia.
It is up to you
Nomba kishalire kuli imwe.
to take this to the next level.
Kishalire kuli imwe okusenda iki ekintu nomba n'okukibika pachipimino chimbi nangula pamushinkumbi.
And this group can teach an entire country how to solve its own problems.
Neribumbero tukweta pamuli krasi kuti lyakwata okuya n'okusambirisha abantu bambi kunse kulya ifyakupwisha ubu bwafya.
It is going to take a few people to step up and be very, very brave.
kyalase ndafye abantu abanoono abwabalayima pamaka okwabula okuba bakuweya bamwenso n'okupwisha obwo bwafya.
I am very, very impressed of how many of you finished a business plan questions.
Ndiri owansansa okumona abantu abengi pakati kabaimwe abapwisishe okulemba business plan okupitira mumepusho oyo balepera.
Now I am going to challenge you to a new level.
Nomba ndemisonsomba nokumona okoba pa kumushinku umbi nangula pachipimino chimbi chile pasho mwafumapo.
Like I said, most of you will have a micro business that stays in your local market.
Gefyo nachirando kobati bamupadi baimwe bari nokuba mumakwebo ayakuba fye muno mwine fye mumyesu muzambia nangula mukapiri.
And that is perfectly okay.
Icho nacho chili fye bwino apakalambanganshi.
We need those people in Zambia.
Turekabila na abantu abamusango oyo abenga bombera fye bena muno mwine fye kwabula okulesha okuya kunse.
We will help you to be successful.
Twala myafwa ukobati imwe muye pantanshi mumunonshi bwenu.
And get you a coach to help you.
Kabiri nokumifwaira kasambirisha uyo wala myafwa mukumikansha.
But we need a few people to step up
Lero turekabira abantu abanono babwingi bw'abantu abwabengema nokusa kuntanshi.
and start to think bigger.
Nokwamba okutontonkanya apakalamba notu okuba nosu kutontonkanya mu bunono okutontonkanya apakalamba.
And when those people stand up,
Iri aba abantu bakwata okwimakana.
we will help them grow a business out of Zambia.
Tuli n'okubafwa okukita amakwebo yabo kunse ya Zambia.
But it must start with people that have the ability to think big
Lelo kifure kya tampa n'abantu abo bakwete kimono nangula amatontonkanyo ayakuya patali afuka patali nota amatontonkanyo kwa batifo ni mwe mukapiri lelo kule tontonkanya kuya patali kufuka patali mu wikashi bwenu.
and have the courage to try
Abo abakwete n'obukose nangula okushipa kwa kwesha notukwate omweso mukutendeka ekintu okuba omuntu washipa n'okufwaya okwesha ekintu.
and the energy and stamina to take that, because this will take a long time.
Iki kyala kwata okusendako inshitaitari so kirekabira bari abantu abakweta okushipa kabiri abo abantu bari abakosa nota bakunenuka bwangu.
But it will be worth it.
Lero nangula kinga kokola okufikirishwa lero kiri kintu kimu icyo ekyaya nkalangula icyo mwingano nkishiwamu.
And I believe that God has a plan for a few of you to change the world.
Ni shini nkishoko bati lesa namikwatira amapange ayakuchinja isonde lyonse.
Thank you. God bless you. And I appreciate all of your hard work.
Twatotera lesa engamipala kabiri ndetotera na pakwibikirishako kwenu.
That is it for today.
Before we finish, does
Yote
anyone have any questions for Mark
Ushe-
before we
Ushe-
move on from today's session? just from the
Bushe-
things that Mark has discussed.
bushe pakati k'abaifwe bari bakwetepo amempusho oyo bengafu okwipusha ba Mark bafe bakwata okulandapo obushuku bwa leero.
Can raise their hand on there's a little button down the bottom that says raise hand on their screen. And they can
Kuti
hit that button.
mwemyafye ukuboko nga mwaroresha pari phone yenu nangula pari laptop yenu pama options apo pari kamo akakweta okuboko nakwisukefu nabalembapo ati raise hand. So kuti mwatininka pari yako then kalalanga pa screen yaboko wati namwimya okuboko. So tamulingire mwayimya fye ya kuti mwatininka fyapo kalalanga ati namwimya okuboko.
Have a question you are free to ask.
Garamukwata amepusho muli abantu ngwa okwipusha.
See that hand from
Okay.
Moffat, and I will unmute him.
Okay. So nimbona okuboko ba Mofati n'abemya okuboko so bala bapera akashita kwati bengepsha.
Go ahead with your question.
Tumwayipisha
Hi,
bachibuza.
Hi, Pastor Mark.
Hi.
This is Christian.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mutende ba Maki.
sorry for coming late. I had an exam today, but I think I found you halfway there. I hope I stand to be corrected when it comes to the proposal that we were busy submitting. Once since we finished submitting the whole entire proposal, once you compile it together, is it going to be the one you're going to submit to our different coaches in relation to our business, or will just be in one group having one coach, but him having or her having different types of skills and experience concerning the business, or you will separate us in line with our business types?
The business, I set out a bunch of questions
Just a
because
minute, Mark.
the,
Do I need to translate the
Yes.
question?
Yes.
Okay.
Translate the question. Yes, go ahead.
sorry, yes.
Okay. So bachibusa barayipshoko bati apo natupwisha ukusta submit nangula okupeleka okwasuka yamepsho bare tupera bushera twakwata kuyabika pamu bushera tukakwata fye ba coach bamo nangula bakasambirisha bamo bonse abakutusambirisha nangula kira muntu akayikwatira bakasambirisha bakwe abakumwafwa kulinga na business nangula makwebo oyo alefo okuchita efyo alembere muri la business plan.
When I set out the questions,
Iro naletuma amepusho
it was to help you to get your mind working to put thoughts on paper.
amepusha rio nale mipela yakumya afirisha koimwe mukutontonkanya kaipanuma yakutontonkanya nomba ayo amatontonkanya oyo mwakwata mukwasuka yama question mwakwata kuyabika nomba pachipepala so yari amepusha baletupera yakutwafwa ifo okutontonkanya fetulingira okutontonkanya emba tufibike pachipepala palepo twalefibika mukwasuka.
It is our plan to get a business coach to help you.
Okay. Chiri matontonkanyo yesu nangula mapange yesu kumono kuba chitwami fwaila abakumisambirisha nangula abakumikansha kulinga na nefi mwale pereka nangula matontonkanyo no mwale pera.
And that the business coach will take the answers and help you write a plan.
So nomba abo abantu abakaperwa kuri baifwe oba balaitwa kwati ba coach mu kisungu nangula bakasambirisha bakamyafurisha nomba ukubonfya yaraye name pusho ayaleperwa kuri baifwe nomba kumuno ko bati mwakwata okulemba business plan mukuyipwirikishisha yonse bwino.
If you are really good at it, go ahead and write your plan in a good format.
Nga chakoba tina mkwatirapo kale ubwishibisho angula ubwishibiro pari wakupanga business plan namukwata ensambu shakoba tumwatwalirira mukupanga n'okwipwirikisha iyi business plan ido aba bakasambirisha tabarayisa mukwafurisha.
If you're really, really good at it, help other people. They will pay you for it.
Kabiri na kuchishapo nga chakoba timwe namukwatirapo kali obwishubiro bwakupanga iyi business plan. Namukwata kabiri nsambu neshuko lyakuba kwa tumwamba okwafurisha n'abantu bambi okupanga iyo business plan n'okulipirwa mwalalipirirwapo ido muli afurisha abo abantu.
I hope that answers the question.
Desubira ili pusho lyaswa tiba landa bachipshanga chakutina nalyaswa nangula nabashapo.
So for those with already established businesses,
Ero kuri abo abakwete kale amakwebo yabo ayayimakana kale ngula batampa kale amakwebo,
they will have an individual mentor.
abo abakwata kale amakwebo ayatendeka kila muntu akayikwatira kasambirishira ngula coach wakwe nga kale mwamba business yenu,
not just a group mentor.
so kuri abo abatampa kale aba bakade mu makwebo tabakakwate coach umo mu group awe bakayikwatira kila muntu
Individual mentor working with them through their plan.
So bakayikwatira kila muntu kasambirisha wakwe okulingana amapange yakwe aya makwebo oyo wale ekitanga lisikuru mweka nga ku saloni mweka firafini kanofe kuli abo batabalamba ikiri kyonse.
This is for all tier 2 interns or people that have already established businesses.
Iki kyakubantu bonse abo abatendeka kale amakwebo abapitala muri aya masambirisho.
And for all of our tier 1 interns,
Kabiri na kuli abo obaleta chama interns bonse,
those who have not yet started a business,
lelo kuli abo batabala tapo amakwebo nangwa tabala tendeka amakwebo ali yonse.
as you establish a business, you become a tier 2.
Iro mwatendeka na imwe amakwebo yenu na imwe mairo mukesaba bakasambirisha bakusambirisha bambi.
And so it continues.
So efyo umpapulo utwalirira okuba nangula okuchitwa.
Hope this helps clarify.
Desubira icho kyafirishiwa mukupwirikisha okwasuka kweri pusho.
Is there another question before we move on?
Ushepalina limbiri pusho timwa imefirafine bachimya ba mofat akubo kongera mukwateri pusho mko.
The reason we have taken a few weeks to really be deliberate around the business plan
Umulandu eo twasendele mirungu ishinono ukulolekesha parwa business plan
is so that when you meet with a mentor, you have a lot to say.
bakoba ati nga bamipera nomba bali abakasambirisha abakamyafu nomba okutwalirira po twafika mukakwata efyakulanda efingi nangula mepusho akwipusha.
And you will have put much thought into your plan already.
Kabiri icho chilepiriwe okubatirishi namukwata kale n'amatontonkanyo nangula amapange ayengi oyo mukwete pantiro mwali asuka mwali tontonkanya mulebika amatontonkanyo pamwe so nga basi bakasambirisha nishinamukwata kale amatontonkanyo nangula obwishibiro obwakupya.
Will make the mentoring quality better.
Icho nombe kyalalenga nomulimu w'abamenti nabo okubombekwa bwino.
You already have a strong start of thought around your business.
Pantu imwe nishinamubika kale omufulo apo mutendekere mukwamba kwa business yenu.
So this is the reason we are getting a very good business plan before activating mentors for tier 2s.
So emulandu wene tulefwa ishiranga tulesendera ama business plan ayasuma sana ilo tatura mipera ababakasambirisha abakumyafu okuwaminikisha efintu kupirikisha.
And before working through the business plans of tier 1s.
And ilo ta mula tampo konvere parwa business plan na ababakasambirisha bakubairapo
We will help the tier ones with their business plans.
tukabafiirisha nabo mu makwebo yaabo.
It just is not yet an individual business mentor yet.
So apata turafika pali uli omushinko wakwikwatira kila muntu bakasambirisha bakwe tukiri turebombera pamo ng'ebumba mu kusambirishanya.
As you establish a successful business, it will kick in.
Kabi iyo nomba mwayiminika amakwebo yenu nomba abayeminine bwino bwino ife ntofyakula ifungurukira fye mu kuyapa ntanshi.
I would like to thank Mark Hughes
Kabiri ndekabira okutotera bakibusa ba Mark
for challenging those amongst us that are
Mukutu.
called to launch businesses that go beyond Zambia.
mukutukansha ifwe bakweta batontonkanyo ayakuchita amakwebo ukuya okuchira mu Zambia notukweve mu Zambia mweka.
His explanation of global distribution of wealth
Ubulondoroshi bwabo ba Maki bwakumona okusandulula kwa bunonshi ukusalanganya ekyalo kyonse noti mu Zambia ffe.
was a very powerful challenge.
Icho yakibaliisa mbiriro iri kalamba kabiri lisumanga nshi.
That explains the wisdom on accessing new money for the community there in Zambia.
Icho ekireepera amaano nangula obwishibiro obo twinga kwatiramu okusangiramu endalama ku nsi eya Zambia.
And although it challenges the mind to think that big,
nangula kiri kyaku da challenge nangula okusonsomba amaano mu kutontonkanya okuyapa kalamba nangula pantanshi.
we pray that the Spirit will activate Spirit-led ideas
Tulepepo ko bati mupashi wa mushiro engamika mpusha kuno kumipera obwishibiro nangula matontonkanyo ayakuyapa ntanshi.
to create products and skills
Kabiri mu masambiriro y'amakwebo ayalekana
that find their way even beyond the local market.
ayo ayakufwaisha okuba ti mwingasanga mulangula mwingashita amakwebo yenu na kunse ya kyaro kyenu.
So God bless you all, and we will be in touch. We'll see you again
Lesa.
next week.
Calvin,
Engamibala
thank you for
bonse
stepping in.
tukamonana uyu mulungu uleisa.
Calvin, thank you for your help.
You are welcome, sir. Twatotera shukrani pale bonse mpa.
God bless everybody.